I'm sorry. I, I haven't memorized my script yet. I didn't know it's gonna be today, so can I do it next week? I promise. I'm sorry. Uh. This is what some of my classmates say almost every time when the speaking days come. In fact, they didn't even care about it, even though the teacher already dropped the topic 2 weeks ago. They don't even place importance on school rules. Are they really good students? Or will they become good people in the future? Well, before we go any further, I would like to pay my high respect to the chairman of ceremony, judges, and all participants. Good morning. I'm Tang Seng-Ang from Level 9 at BELTEI International School Campus 12. And we are discussing that following school rules makes students well-behaved and good people. Well, let's highlight our keywords. According to the Oxford Dictionary, the word obey means to do what you're told or expected to do. And school rules are guideline, especially for students to follow. And the word well-behave means behaving in the way that people think it's correct. So the topic will tell us that following school rules can make students behave in a correct way, which can also lead us to good people in the future. Well, let's get into it. First, following school rules cultivates students' self-disciplines and habit. For instance, you must have heard students complain that school rules are strictly enforcing their freedom. They can't have more sleep in the morning, and they have less free time because of schoolworks. It sounds like school rules are just oppressing us, doesn't it? However, from the another point of view, it isn't oppressing, but polishing. Take a closer look and you will notice that school rules are changing us all the time. Getting up in the early morning, being punctual, having good hygiene, and being responsible on work and study. Aren't these the representative of well-behaved and good people? Second, following school rules instills students a sense of responsibility. For instance, the rule says if students cheat during exam, their score will be deducted or even get penalties. Therefore, if students want good score, they would better study hard and do the test fairly and squarely. See? By sticking to the rules, students are trained to be accountable on their studies and actions because they clearly understand the consequences if they break the rules. And this concept of responsibility prepares students for the real world in society, where being responsible is necessarily needed and respected. Last but not least, obeying school rules establishes students' dignity. Obviously, whenever we see a preschool teacher enter the class, students always stand up with palm together and "Good morning, teacher. I'm fine, thank you, and you?" See? Maybe they don't even know what the respect means. But by the rules, they are trained to show respect from a very young age. This is what we call strike while the iron is hot. It surely shows the importance of school rules because, being respectful is the core of a good person. Further than this, school rules are strictly enforcing to ban and strongly condemn the unethical actions like, students dancing on TikTok, as well as violence and using rude words. It turns out that obeying school rules will build a civilized thoughts and behavior for students, which surely represent the dignity of youth who are described as the pillar of the nation. Well, in a nutshell, following school rules builds a framework for students to shape our habits, responsibility, and dignity. And all these behavior will even extend beyond the schools to the society, which can also lead us to good citizens as well as good members of our civilization. Therefore, dear students, after knowing the value of school rules, adapt ourselves in it and make it as an obligation for all of us. Because all these rules will become the norm throughout our entire life, which will always remind and polish us throughout our life, which will lead us to the best version of ourselves. Come on, the pillar of the nation. Thank you very much.